Kia ora and welcome to Canterbury Live this Tuesday, 17th of June. I hope you've had a great day. It's actually been quite warm out there, hasn't it? So I hope you've got out and enjoyed it. Well, 17th of June. Remember this name? O.J. Simpson. Well, he was known as The Juice, retired American football player, broadcaster and actor. But of course today, 20 years ago, on the 17th of June, it was the famous televised car chase and arrest after he was arrested for the double murder of his wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, and her reported lover, Robert Lyle Goldman. And here we have a snippet from that chase.
You're listening to me, I know you, and you're thinking about your kids right now, aren't you? Aren't you?
Oh.
They're thinking about you. They're thinking about you. So is your mother. Your mother loves you. Everybody loves you. Don't do this. I know you're thinking.
Oh.
Man, just throw it out the window.
Yeah, OJ. But anyway, unbelievably, he did, of course, get off it. And in the actual car, he wasn't actually driving, it was actually his best friend and former teammate. But the not guilty verdict was among the most memorable watched TV moments in the past 50 years. Frightening. Now the Supremes, onto something much more lovely. There they are. Today, Where Did Our Love Go was released in a single on June 17th, 1964 and entered the Hot 100 at number 77. 6 weeks later, while the Supremes were on tour as part of Dick Clark's American bandstand Caravan of Stars, the song made it to number 1 for 2 weeks. Great track. And there we are. Statue of Liberty there. On this day in 1885, it arrived into the New York Harbour after being shipped across the Atlantic Ocean in 350 individual pieces packed in more than 200 cases. So there are. And of course, it's an enduring symbol of freedom and democracy. So coming up on today's show, we have a visit from Contours. Lou is here, and she is going to be helping one of our CTV colleagues, Rihanna Smith. So we'll catch up what the plan is for the next few weeks. We catch a little glimpse of high heels in the country from tonight's episode, and we find out about that wonderful event every year, Cancer Society Ball. But first up, as you know, in Christchurch, more than anything after the earthquake, volunteers are an essential part of our community and throughout the country. And I'm very fortunate now to be joined by Glenda Martin and Keith Walker. Welcome to you both to Canterbury Live.
Thank you.
Volunteers, it's such an easy word to say, but such a big thing, isn't it, for someone to give time?
Absolutely. Time is such a precious resource, and there's so many places that we could be putting it. So to get people to actually give their time to the community, to do something for nothing, to help people in the community is absolutely wonderful.
Glenda, tell us about the National Volunteer Week.
So National Volunteer Week is the 3rd week in June every year, and around the country there'll be all sorts of things happening. In Christchurch this year we'll be presenting awards tomorrow at the Civic Offices at 10 o'clock to 20 recipients, and those awards will be presented by the Mayor, Honourable Leanne Dalzell. And following that we've got a day of speakers planned, and they're coming from sectors across the community. So youth-based, volunteering, faith-based, diversity, inclusiveness in volunteering, just to give people really an idea of the breadth of volunteering across the sectors in the community, that it's not just the things that we perhaps think of when we first think of volunteering, but just highlighting so people realise how critical it is in the community.
And a critical part of the jigsaw would be Keith sitting beside you right now. Keith, tell us about your volunteering efforts. What do you do?
I'd pick up guys on a Tuesday night for Pathways. So it's virtually a drug and alcohol rehabilitation and counselling course sort of style. The guys come along on a Tuesday night. It could be anywhere from 2 up to about 8 or 9. And they come along, just spit out their problems. That's the easiest way of talking, any ups and downs, and they go from there. And on top of that, they get a meal given to them at the beginning of the evening, and I think that's what gets a lot of them along. But still, it's an enjoyable hour there, and they just what's said in the room stays in the room. and that's about it. And there's a few problems sorted out, but it doesn't go any further, and that's where I think the confidence is given and earned in the room.
Respect must be a very important key.
It is a big thing. You've got to be able to trust them. And when I started picking them up, and that was about 6 years ago, they opened up. The first one always opened up, and then when the second or third one came along, they just went back into prison talk, and I was just left in the lurch, and I just learnt a lot of things over the period of times, especially about drugs and alcohol. It was quite amazing what they taught me.
A bit of an education then.
It really was. It really was, but the very first guy I picked up, we just clicked, and I still see him today, and that's 6 years ago. And it gives you a lot of satisfaction and enjoyment just to see how they change. But the biggest one of the lot was one guy came into work before I retired, and he came up and he says, "G'day Keith, how are you?" I looked at him and I didn't recognise him. He'd changed that much, and he was absolutely delighted. It really gave me a buzz.
Good on you.
To see what the group had done for him and how he had changed his life.
Well, another buzz, of
Yes.
course, just to, sorry to stop you just there briefly, is that you'll be receiving an award tomorrow, which is wonderful. So congratulations
Thank
for
you.
that. Glenda, if we can just finish things off, if we want to actually volunteer here in the community, what can we do?
All the voluntary roles that Volunteering Canterbury has at the moment, and there's over 250 of them, are on our database. So they can go to that. It's a website, www.volcanmatch.com. It's all categorised if you're looking for particular volunteering, and it's all categorised by type of volunteering and also location. So if you're wanting to volunteer close to home, then there's certainly the opportunity to look just for spots that are close to home.
Thank you so much, Glenda. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Great, and all the best. Now stay with us after the break. We're talking about that glamour event, the Cancer Society Ball.
Southern Newsweek is an Otago-based news bulletin. Produced locally in Dunedin, it's your chance to catch up on everything that's happening in the community. Southern Newsweek, Saturday at 6:30 p.m. and repeated Sunday at 10 a.m. right here on CTV.
My son's helped me greatly with my independence now that I've got more mobility.
Mum, I've been looking into stand assist chairs from More Mobility. They recline back with a footrest, then when you want to get out of them, they stand you up. You can even sleep on them. More Mobility can bring one out for a free trial. There's even electric beds too. What do you think? For more range and more expert advice, see More Mobility, corner Clarence and Princess Streets off Blenheim Road.
What a difference more mobility makes.
Hi, I'm Mark and welcome to Stay Well Pharmacy. Whatever the season, Stay Well Pharmacy has you covered. As an integrated pharmacy, we stock all the well-known pharmacy medicines, as well as quality nutritional and herbal treatments. Our team of pharmacists and full-time naturopath are here to help you find the products and advice to suit the needs of you and your family. So come in and see us at Stay Well Pharmacy, 27 Shands Road in Hornby. Stay Well Pharmacy, live well, stay well.
Avoid the monkeys when it comes to relocating. Trust A1 Movers, a family business since 1993 that guarantees a professional job every time. We carefully handle and wrap your valued items, ensuring they have a safe journey. Secure storage and insurance options are also available.
A1 Movers, the careful, caring moving company. Oi!
Hi, I'm Steve and welcome to Carpet Kingdom. At Carpet Kingdom we stock a massive range of carpets and we're also the largest vinyl stockist in the South Island. And not only do we have an excellent range in store, but you can purchase our stock online. We offer free measuring quotes, we have our own installation team, we ship nationwide, so come on down and see us at Carpet Kingdom. 312 Wilsons Road in Waltham, just off Brougham Street, or visit us online at carpetkingdom.co.nz.
Tomorrow Today is your science program, presenting a comprehensive overview of the latest trends in science and research. Tomorrow Today, Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m, right here on CTV.
Welcome back to Canterbury Live. Now, the Cancer Society Ball is something that's on the social calendar every year. It's a time to frock up, and I'm joined by Jane Sheriff to tell us all about the event for 2014. Welcome to Canterbury Live. It must be exciting being a part of this event.
Well, it is. It's a really exciting event, and it's one that's been held for many years by the Cancer Society. So every year we see something a little bit different. We see old friends back again for the evening, and many people have been supporting it over the years.
Let's talk about the support. Is there key persons or personnel that you need for the team to actually make it all happen?
Well, there is one key person that's required for that big venue that we use, and that's the woman who does the theming. So if you can imagine transforming the CBS Sports Arena into a ballroom, it takes a lot of initiative and imagination, and Patricia Proctor does a wonderful job. She's been theming the Cancer Society balls for many years, but she does an amazing job along with Andre and the team from Hang Up, who do the lighting and sound and all those sorts of things to make the venue into a ballroom. So we couldn't do it without them, because it's certainly decorating's not my area of expertise.
So Jane, what is the theme for the ball this year?
The ball this year we've called 1,000 Reasons Why, and that's really the 1,000 reasons why you need to dress up, go out, enjoy yourselves, but more importantly, the 1,000 things that the Cancer Society can do with the funds that we raise.
Great. And who are some of the, well, obviously a lot of people can benefit from the money that's raised, but how do you actually divvy it out at the end of the day?
Well, I work with a team of staff or colleagues who work in the supportive care area, and they work directly with patients, so with people on their cancer journey. So it might be an information booklet, it could be assisting them in getting a volunteer driver to take them to their appointment, it could be just a listening ear on the end of the telephone. So those are the staff that work one-on-one with people who are living with a cancer diagnosis. So the key thing for anyone listening today is, if you know someone who needs some support, or you need some support yourself and you've recently been told you've got cancer or someone close to you has, is to ring 0800 Cancer, and that's a free information telephone line that's answered by trained professional staff. It can be anonymous, and you'll get information guided to really reputable websites and support, and directed in the right path, and to make sure that you don't fall between the cracks, really. So that would be my key message, that if you know of someone who needs some help or support, to ring that telephone number.
That's wonderful. One of the key drivers, of course, for money raised on the night will be the auctions. So can you talk us through some of the auction items we can expect? We've
got some exciting auction items, some variation on the theme of travel, and we've got some radio advertising, but we've got a wonderful, the large item on the evening's a business class return airfares to Europe, flying Singapore Airlines, with 5 nights in a Millennium Hotel overseas. So that's a really exciting item. But we start the evening with an item by Jessica Gunn, who's a young woman who sketches as you might be getting dressed for your wedding, or so a pen and ink sketches of a special occasion. So that's our first item. We've got some beautiful jewellery from Partridge Jewellers. We've got a travel prize to Wellington for 10 people. Wow. And we've got a heat pump. And a lovely trip on the Transalpine to Greymouth. Beautiful. Where you'll stay in the hotel over there and have dinner at the Spates Ale House, and a bubbly day out package for women. So at Champs-Élysées, and a lunch at the Harlequin and Public House. So a variation across the theme, but you're right, that's where we generate the revenue.
Great. Okay, so let's get to some facts here. When and can we still come?
Well, the Cancer Society Ball is this Saturday evening, so obviously you'd need to book pretty fast, probably tomorrow or Thursday. You'd need to let us know. The tickets are $195 a person, and you can get those by ringing our office at the Cancer Society, or by visiting our website, or cancersocietyball.co.nz.
Wonderful. And if we want to find out more work about the Cancer Society, at the end of the day, it's still the Cancer Society doing what they do best. How can we find out more information?
Well, if you're a patient, I'd encourage you to ring the 0800 cancer number. If you're keen on becoming a volunteer, I'd encourage them just to ring our office or to go online onto our Cancer Society website. You'll find our telephone number on the white pages, or it's 379 5835. But those are probably the two main areas. Or you could pop into our office on Fitzgerald Avenue. We've got a nice new home down there, and you can pop in and have a chat with the staff or see what we do and how you might like to be involved.
Wonderful. Thanks, Jane. I'm sure you'll look beautiful on the night.
Oh,
Dance the
thank you.
night away. Look forward to hearing about all the wonderful results. Thank you. Now stay with us after the break. We're talking exercise shaping up for the summer. We have Contours in the studio.
Kia ora!
Hey, my name's Victoria.
And my name is Nana. Climb aboard the Tiki Tour bus and join in on all the fun.
Every Saturday at 8 here on CTV.
Ka kite.
Enjoy the show. Come in and meet the locals at the Bush Inn Centre. Whether it's to grab a coffee on the go or to catch up with a friend over lunch or dinner, the Bush Inn Centre is the perfect place. With our unique range of shops, you'll find everything you're looking for and more. Our friendly locals are always happy to help. We have plenty of parking at the Bush Inn Centre, making your shopping experience just a little bit easier. So come in, meet the locals and shop Bush Inn. You'll find us on the corner of Riccarton and Waimari Roads.
Come on down to Ferrymead Golf. Care for a game of paintball? How about some swings on the old driving range? Or on our par 3 9-hole golf course? Test your skills on the mini golf course or have a go at the airgun shooting range. Then relax at the Wow Cafe with one of our super succulent Wow Burgers. Whether you want to perfect your swing or are looking for a fun family day out, come down to Ferrymead Golf, 50 Ferrymead Park Drive, right next to the Ferrymead Heritage Park. Action Removals, offering short or long-term storage facilities, full packing services, comprehensive rates, all fully insured and with 6 vehicle sizes to choose from. Earthquake repairs? Action Removals pack, move, store and return your valuable possessions stress-free. Action Removals, a family business that has been operating in Christchurch for over 10 years. Action Removals, your one-stop removal service on time, every time. 0800 222 526.
Wild Spirits covers the biggest, most extreme sports events across the planet. From surfing to base jumping, snowboarding to motocross, this series will sure to have you on the edge of your seat. Wild Spirits, Wednesday nights at 7, CTV.
Welcome back to Canterbury Live. Now, a lot of people think winter, I'll worry about getting in shape in summer. I'll just, have another pie. Well, I'll tell you what, someone here at CTV has actually stepped up and taken a challenge, and that would be Rihanna Smith. Welcome to Canterbury Live.
Hi, Andrea.
I was going to say victim, it's the wrong word. I don't know, client of Contours.
Yes,
Hello, Lou. And so you've been the one that's been trusted to actually train Rihanna for the next 12 weeks.
Yeah, well, we had a bit of a chat about it and decided that 12 weeks is a good time to get into it and really give things a go and actually make a difference too, because it's not about a quick fix. So between myself and Lynn at Contours, we're going to be getting Rihanna into shape.
Yes, you are. Yeah. Well, Rihanna, let's talk about you. I mean, you're a very busy mum.
Oh, I am indeed,
with
yes.
2 boys.
Yep.
And always on the go. So what made you make the decision of actually going, hey,
Well, when we discussed it, sort of Lou suggested maybe we get someone in to do 12 weeks, and then she said, how about you do it? So I took up the challenge and said, yes, of course I'll do that. But I think the main thing is that, it's always to do with time, managing yourself time-wise when you've got kids and you work full-time as well, trying to find that time and fit it all in. So I guess this was a little bit of a motivation for me as well, to have these guys to work with and push me to see how far I can get, I suppose.
And Lou, the security of actually being only woman in the gym, that must help women actually making that first step, surely, at Contours.
Yeah, it does, because they know that they're coming in where it's like we're real women that get what it's like. Our team are all mums or working and or both, a lot of the time as well. So like Rihanna, that we know what it's like to actually have to try and juggle things in the real world, because it's not always easy. And we've got things like childminding available for the mums that can come in, sort of perhaps they drop the older kids off at school and then they come to the gym after that. So it's just all those little things that can kind of help to make it as easy as possible. So
that's what it's all about, and being women, we get what it's like.
Yeah, exactly. Before we get into how the 12-week challenge is going to go, so how do women make that first step of actually coming into, what do you do firstly with them?
To start off with, it's just really a chance to have a look around the gym. It's just, go in and have a chat to one of our girls that just take you for a look around, because at the end of the day, they can be scary places, so they can see it for themselves and know that I feel comfortable here, and just meet a friendly face and just have a chat about what it is that they're after, because at the end of the day, everybody's individual with what they want, so one program doesn't fit everybody, so it's a matter of coming up with what's right for you, and then you've got all that information, then you can take it away, have a think about it, have a chat to friend or partner or someone else, and then they can make a decision from there, whether it's right.
So you've got that wonderful safe environment.
I've been in as well, so
it
is exactly that. It's nice and friendly, and you don't, there's no pressure in there. So and it's a women's gym as well, so it's a little bit different than maybe the mainstream gyms, I suppose.
Yeah, it's wonderful, and of all shapes and sizes, and it's not all lycra. So let's talk about the 12-week challenge, because lucky enough, or unlucky enough for Rihanna, for the next 12 weeks we will actually see her take shape.
Transform.
Amazing.
Yep.
So what is she in store for?
Okay, so to start off with, we're just going to sit down and do a bit of goal setting, where it is that she's at the moment and just sort of working out where she wants to be, what she wants to achieve out of it. So we can work out a bit of a plan, what she's going to be doing, when she's going to be doing it, and then she's going to be catching up with Lynn. We'll sort of set up a basic program that she can come in and do by herself, so that she's got something to go with. And then she'll also be seeing Lynn to get some personal training sessions done as well. So Lynn will be really working with her one-on-one, maybe making her work a little bit harder than what she would by herself, keep her accountable and motivated as well. And I'll be catching up with some nutrition sessions as well, so we can look at that side of things too, because it's, you can't do the exercise without the nutrition without the exercise. It's got to be together to get that long-term results. And we want it to be something that's sustainable long-term. It's sort of, it's not about that quick fix of doing it for the next 4 weeks and then going, oh, well, thank goodness that's over. It's got to be a long-term.
And being a women's gym, you're understanding that sometimes the children are sick and you can't get there?
Absolutely. And it's just working in with people when these things do happen. So in terms of our members, we have flexible membership options and freezers and stuff, because school holidays happen and that kind of thing. But in terms of for Rihanna, it'll just be working with her, same way we would do anybody else. If they can't come in because the kids are sick or she's sick, it's coming up with other solutions, helping with the nutrition over that time, so you don't completely go backwards as well and start at square one.
And it's 24 hours as well. So I don't really have an excuse, to be honest.
No, there is no excuse. No. Watch this space.
Yes.
Hey, thank you very much for coming in and sharing a story, and awesome, Triana. Big ups for actually doing it for us in front of the camera. And thank you and the Contours team. If you're watching today, you really need to make that phone call, hop down and see them at Contours and have that courageous step and make that first step towards a wonderful new body. There goes Em Page. Of course, Contours Papanui at 478 Cranford Street. Free calling number 0800 GOGO or 03352 9696, and a fantastic website, contours.co.nz/Papanui. Thank you so much for joining me today on Canterbury Live. Now, today is a very special day, 23 years since CTV was born. So congratulations to everyone and all those angels above us that will be looking down at us as well. We'll see you again tomorrow. Take care.
The race is on to Aztec Stud. Located outside Burnham and Canterbury, Aztec Stud is where some of New Zealand's most award-winning show-jumping, dressage and eventing horses were bred and trained by owner Sue Fowler.
It'll be 15 years ago now. I started with an Arab stallion, and I was looking for a horse that had a lot of movement and just a nice looking horse with more movement than average. So I started breeding Anglo-Arabs, and then the market really demanded the warm blood horse. So I started getting into warm blood stallions at that point. And I put them over mainly thoroughbred mares for a start, and then the warm blood mares that I have now that I've accumulated.
Did you set out to be a stud breeder and horse breeder, or did it happen by accident?
to be honest, I used to look at the way New Zealand was represented over in the world scene, and it embarrassed me. And as much as I liked the old Clyde Cross horses, they really were a cart horse over a thoroughbred. And you get the blocked shoulder, and you just didn't get the movement and the trainability. You know, these horses have centuries of breeding in them.
It's not about the stallions. Sue says the mare is just as important when it comes to evolving the best bloodlines and producing the best horses.
Sire has to be good. The breeding of the boys is, you know, they wouldn't be stallions otherwise, so it's impeccable. So therefore, not looking after the mare is like saying I didn't have a lot of say in my progeny, you know, my daughter and son. I mean, you know, there's so much input that the mother has. And when you start getting a classy mother and a good stallion, you've got a really good chance of a top horse.
And top horses require more than just the best bloodlines. Training a top horse requires years of dedicated handling, working to a proven regime. It starts when the foals go through a rigorous handling and training program to ensure they respect their handlers. The facilities at Aztec Stud includes a fully fenced 90 by 45 metre sand-based arena where horses 2 years old and over are trained with long reining, then saddle and rider. Once the basics are achieved at around 3 years of age, light riding work commences to encourage horses to relax and enjoy their learning achievements. Dressage and show hunter classes usually begin later in the 4th and 5th year, setting the horses up for a great future in any discipline. Sue's older sports horses are doing so well in their events and classes that riders are now seeking out the progeny of her bloodlines.
Yeah, that's been very, very good for my business, that the older horses that are out there competing and doing well, now people are seeking out their full brothers and sisters. And this year I've got no foals left. My foals are all sold because people that are competing at a higher level are saying, well, we want the next one that's going to follow up alongside, you know, come behind our Grand Prix horse. And so, yeah, that's worked really nicely for me because I have them in such good hands then. And the hands mean everything to me. You know, a pocket full of money doesn't mean anything compared to a really good rider.
So you're wanting to make sure they go to the right rider?
They don't go anywhere else these days.
Selling only to the best riders, Sue has developed not only her reputation as a breeder and trainer of warm-blood sports horses, but has created lasting relationships with the owners. She takes great pride in the success of each and every horse and its rider.
There's super riders up north as well, and when they come down to compete down here, they'll stay with me. And I keep in touch with those people all the time on email and texts. And when they have a great day, you know, there's a dressage competition on, I get all these texts, oh, I got 75%, I got 80%. And so I ride the wave with those people because that's my business and it's a joy to do so.
And joy is one thing Sue has no intention of reining in anytime soon.